We didn't ask for this lifestyle, and we didn't ask to be born into a relationship full of addiction.
Staying at the Dawn House, knowing that at night everything was locked down, nobody could get to us. I could get sleep. I could know my kids would be in a safe place and would not be jeopardized.
All a kid ever wants is just to be loved and to feel loved.
It's the thread that really brings those individuals who seek help in their darkest hours, the ability to see that there is an alternative, that there is hope, that there is somebody by their side, somebody who's going to help them along their journey to find a better place.
And hope is what's been found here ever since the doors of the Women's Center Youth and Family Services first opened 40 years ago.
We really wanted to address some of the huge issues that were going on in the community. So we wanted to make sure that we had a shelter that housed the people that needed it.
It was kind of an eye-opening time, and we were reaching out to different ethnic communities, specifically working with the faith community, getting beyond the thought, well, that wouldn't happen in my family, it wouldn't happen in my church or synagogue or mosque or in my ethnic group. We're not like that, we're not violent people, and just realize that as long as it was concealed, it couldn't be healed.
We were brought here to the Stockton Dawn House. I was roughly between 6 and 7. My youngest sisters they're twins, and they weren't a year old yet. When you don't feel that you have that love and support by an adult, a parent, somebody you can look at as a parent or consider to be a parent, it's very easy to find something else. And typically, when you grow up in a negative lifestyle, your first reaction is to go in a negative way.
Each person who seeks help from the Women's Center has a lasting relationship with a counselor or an advocate. We're here until they no longer need us. And even when they think, they've had enough support, and maybe years later they realize, you know what, I need someone to fall back on again, we're going to be here.
We really worked at being forward-thinking and still provide the services. Do I know that we would be exactly what we are? Not a chance. It's just amazing and magnificent, especially the community support.
I think that the biggest success that we've had is, of course, the more recent merger with Family Youth Services. We were in the position to really look at what we do well around our mission, and realizing that by broadening our reach, our platform, and working with youth who also experience domestic violence and sexual assault, that we would have that much more ability to serve our community even more efficiently.
I'm not from the best family. There's a lot of addiction and stuff in the family, so growing up and seeing that, it affected me in a lot of different ways. So by the time I was a teenager, I was kind of rebellious, and I ended up at Safe Place. But I think that was probably for the better, because I was able to get counseling. I was able to work through some of the things that I needed to work through. When I was a teenager, I thought, oh, well, my life is going to be just like my mom's. I'm going to end up just like her. But when I went to Safe House and I started utilizing the services like the counseling, that made a huge difference for me.
This is a place that creates a new future for kids. While we were at the Dawn House, we were only there maybe barely 2 weeks, and they had to take school pictures. And when you look at the previous year's pictures, it was almost like the light was going out in them. And here's this picture of them 2 weeks and homeless. Looking happy, looking like there's hope. It was quite an amazing thing. It's profound to think that something like this exists, that people give as dearly as they give so that something like this can exist. And, my kids are doing quite well, thank you.
The way they make this place feel like a home, And the way they make every family member, every individual that walks through the door, they make them feel like family. They do their best to get involved, and you don't find that in many facilities.
What we're doing is trying to provide the healing space for an individual to get out of that situation, become a very strong and productive community member.
They've taught me how to care.
I love my job. I love going to school. I feel like being homeless and running away, even though it is in my past, I feel like now I'm able to really embrace my future, and all of the bad things that happened to me, I'm going to use those as fuel to, make something good out of myself. I know that I have a bright future, and I work towards it every day.